What is a band that is ruined by one member? The K-pop group Big Bang. They are part of the reason K-pop became popular worldwide. One of the members, Seungri, started a bar club and got involved with sex trafficking. Accused of rape, embezzlement, and more. Totally ruined the band. One of the other members attempted suicide. The situation was so bad. Luckily the other members seem to be doing well in solo projects. Lost profits. Ian Watkins is human scum, went from allegations of sexual interactions with underage fans to literal evidence of him talking with a mother about her 2-year-old. A literal baby. Especially watching the music video to A-Town called Hypocrisy. It sucks real hard when something you grew up with and loved gets tainted by a piece of shit like that. Maybe not ruined, but Rush would never have made it anywhere near as big as they did to John Rutsey and their drummer beyond the first album. I recently read Geddy Lee's autobiography, and that long-time question was addressed to John and Neil Peart: ever meet? The answer was yes, several times, although I don't think they ever played together. As I lay dying, Tim Lamassus. The fact the band members spoke about how he was, and Tim swore he changed only to drop a pretty good album, and then taught he hasn't changed, and almost the entire band left. Even Nick Keepa, who is a humble and patient dude, called out his bullshit and left. Edit: this was after he tried hiring a hitman to kill his wife. Fred Durst is a mixed bag for Limp Bizkit. He's the reason they got so big, but he's also the reason so many people dislike the band. It's a shame really, because Sam and John are as tight a rhythm section as you're likely to find in nu metal, and Wes is in that Tom Morello tier of guitarists who approach the entire instrument differently. Earlier today I saw a question in a metal subreddit about why there aren't many black people amongst metal fandoms. Looking at why a lot of the metal bands are being posted as responses here, you kind of get your answer to the question. As such, my answers are Pantera fuck you Phil and Mayhem fuck you Varg. Falling in Reverse is generally good verses and fun sing-along choruses mixed with decent rap vocals, and great post-hardcore music is pretty ruined by Ronnie Radke being, well, Ronnie Radke. The only benefit I give to Ronnie is that he acknowledges he's an asshole and doesn't want fans to aspire to be like him. Falling in Reverse. The rest of the band seem alright. And then there's Ronnie Radke, who's so bad that Loudwire posted on Instagram about people who died last year. The top comment was hoping he was on it next year. If that doesn't sum it up, I don't know what will. In my youth I felt that Michael McDonald ruined the Doobie Brothers. They went from a cool rock band Long Train Running to sappy pop What a Fool Believes. 45 years later I appreciate Michael McDonald, but I still think he ruined the Doobie Brothers. Crunchy Black of 3 6 Mafia. He wasn't even originally a rapper. He was just the crack-addicted hype man, but then he eventually became a full-on member by the release of their debut album, even though he couldn't rap for shit. When people say band, I know it's usually for rock or metal. I grew up a hip-hop head, so what I will say is, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Busy Bone ruined it as far as being problematic. Wishbone ruined it musically. Jesus, I was gonna say Axl Rose, but there are some serious pieces of garbage in this list that I never knew about, nor ever wanted to. Man, I need a shower after combing this comment section. It would have been a tragedy if, at the height of their fame, the Beach Boys were in a gruesome plane crash. It would be an even greater tragedy if the only survivor was Mike Love. For me it's the 1975. Their music is decent, but Matty Healy's constant disturbing remarks that he plays off as innocent jokes are indicative that he doesn't have great character. Blood on the Dance Floor. I was a hardcore emo fan of theirs as a kid until one of them started getting sexual assault charges. I listened to that guy sing and I feel squeamish. I don't understand how he's not on here yet, but Davi Vanity of Blood on the Dance Floor. I don't understand how he hasn't been arrested yet and is still out here performing. Limp Bizkit. Say what you will about nu metal, but P4P Pound's instrumental lineup is insanely solid, and it's great until you have to hear Fred Durst's shithead voice. Went to a Guns N' Roses show in the 90s. The band members came on stage individually, each to rapturous applause except Axl. It was genuinely brutal. Evanescence's Amy Lee kicked out all the actual good songwriting talent. She's got a great voice, but their music actually sucks now that they're gone. Billy Corgan. If he sucked at writing songs and playing guitar, I would listen to Smashing Pumpkins. Unfortunately his ego told him he could sing. Anthony Kiedis is definitely the weak link in Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're an incredibly talented band with the world's lamest singer. Honestly, 90s band Live is a really great band with a deeply silly frontman lead singer. Also for my Canadians, Moxie Fruitus. Not going to mention the guy who essayed multiple women and got off scot-free due to fancy lawyering. Anti-Flag. Just insane. Turning out to be a horrible human being was not something I expected in the 20 plus years I followed the band. Daughters. Amazing string of albums, and then their already problematic singer was ousted for abusing his girlfriend, Lingua Ignota. I took this from a musical perspective. My take is Motley Crue. Listen to the videos of Vince Neil now. It's fucking hilarious. The Eagles may be two asses, Henley and Frey. One refused to pay everyone equally, and one is simply an asshole to the nth degree. I love RHCP, but John Frusciante's free ticket to leave and come back there by screwing any replacement guitarist ticks me off. For my Canadians, Hedley. The lead singer got caught being gross with minors to be polite about it and the band disbanded. Bobby Liebling of Pentagram. Sadly, he is what makes Pentagram so great, but as a person he is trouble to say the least. Dennis DeYoung, Styx. Hey, you know how that last album really sucked? Let's do something even worse. Get Out. Tillian Pearson and Dance Gavin Dance. They kicked the first asshole singer out, why couldn't they do it again? 30 Seconds to Mars. Due to Jared Leto's ego and his sketchy behaviors with young female fans. Anti-Flag apparently, which is a huge bummer. We need music like theirs now more than ever. The Course. 3 beautiful raven-haired sisters and one winged conspiracy theorist brother. No doubt. The music and band members are really good, I just don't like one's voice. Mighty Mighty Ballstones. Turns out Dickie Barrett is batshit crazy, a real bummer. Take it from a lifelong musician, there's always at least one douche in the band. The Beatles used to be a great, but they're only half the band they used to be. Maroon 5. The first album was great until the lead singer drowned in his ego. Iced Earth. Turns out participating in the January 6th riots really ruins a band. Panic at the Disco earlier years. They all left because of Brendan Urie. Lost Prophets. Don't read the court judgments. It's too sickening and sad. Smashing Pumpkins live by Billy Corgan's guitars and die by his voice. Pantera was 3 great musicians fronted by a total douche. Still are. System of a Down. Serge just doesn't want to make new music with them. Linkin Park. After Chester's suicide, something died in me as well. Kurt Cobain kinda fucked up Nirvana with that crazy stunt he did. I like Kiss band members who aren't Gene Simmons. Fuck that guy. Pink Floyd. Roger Waters is just such an insufferable twat. Pink Floyd. Roger Waters is an arrogant paranoid pig. Dave Grohl. He's just too damn wholesome and wonderful. Kasabian. After that dickhead was convicted of assault,